Okay, welcome back, Jebel Ali. Now, we're working on our second level. So in this tutorial, we're going to get our character to appear on a new level. Okay, this is getting it starts to get a little bit tricky now, but if you concentrate, you should be fine. Now, what we're going to look at now, we're going to go back to our main character. Okay, so make sure you are working on your main character. And remember, I'm using Penguin. So I need to make sure I click on Penguin, and that will take me back to my code area here. You can see I've got my code that enables me to navigate my character and also check if he's hitting a wall. And also it checks here if he's touching one of my dinosaurs. Okay, so I'm just going to make that a little bit bigger so you can see. So how do we do this? Now, what we want to happen is first, we want to change our game a little bit because my game ends when I collect my 10 apples. Yours might end when you collect 5 apples, but you have to extend the amount of items to collect to enable your game to be played for longer. So what I need to do is to change when my winner screen is displayed. So I'm going to scroll down until I get to my winner sprite, which is just here. There's my winner sprite. So if you remember, I'm going to click on there, and this little bit of code here that I'm going to just zoom in on. Remember here it says when green flag is clicked, it makes sure it hides. Then it forever checks if my apple variable equals 10. Okay, and then it will show. So basically, it will show the game over sprite when I collect 10 apples. So I need to increase this now to take into consideration my new level. So I'm going to add 5 to this. So I'm going to have 5 new apples on my second level. So I'm going to change my 10 to 5. Okay, so that's really important. You won't be able to play your game, or you won't be able to play it longer if you don't change the amount of items collected. Okay, once you've done that, you can go back to your main character, and we're going to start coding this to enable me to go to the next level. I'm going to go to the next level when I collect the 10 apples that are displayed on my first level. So we need to forever check like we did several times. So I need to go to events, take my green flag, so it starts immediately when my game starts, and I'm going to use my control, my forever loop, to check if my apples, so remember I only need an operator to equals operator, and we're looking for 10 apples on my first level. Yours might be different, but I'm putting 10 in here, and I need to get my variable. Now if you remember, variables are down here, so in goes my variable apples. So if apples equals 10, now what I want to happen here is my code is going to send a message to my backdrop to change. Okay, so to do that, you need to create what's called a broadcast. Broadcasts are a type of event block, so you need to make sure you are here in events. So I'm going to click on events. Now, there is the broadcast block. Can you see that? And it's here. I'm just going to show you which one it is. There you go. It's broadcast message. So I'm going to take that block. I'm going to place that in the mouth of my if. So what it's going to do here, it's going to broadcast a message. Now that message, you can give it a special name. So I'm going to click on here where it says message 1, and I'm going to click on new message, and I'm going to type in here level 2, and then click OK. So it's going to send a message called level 2. Before I do that, I want this code to only broadcast once. So I want the code to stop after I've collected the 10 apples. And the way you do that, you go to Control and you look for a special stop block. So drag my stop block, but you don't want stop all because that will stop all of your code. You want to just say stop this script. And that goes after your broadcast. So you broadcast the message, and now you need to go to your backdrops on stage here, and you can actually code here. Okay, so now we need to go back into events, and we're looking for the when I receive. Now, if you look here, you'll see something's changed. Can you see that? It says when I receive level 2. Okay, and that's exactly the block you want. So the way this works, it basically says when I receive level 2, what you want to happen is the backdrops to change. So at the moment, your backdrop is set to level 1. Okay, so if I go back to code, I want to go to looks because I'm going to change my backdrop. And what you need here is switch to backdrop level 2. Can you see that? And that's really useful because when you add that here, that will basically let's go back to my code. So there's my penguin. There's the code I just created. It says if app is equals 10, broadcast level 2, stop this script. We know that that sends a message to my stage. When I receive level 2, when I receive that message, I'll switch to backdrop 2. But now, you've got to remember this too. You've got to make sure you start on the right level. So that is very simple. You just go to events. Remember, I'm here on backdrops on my stage. I go to events and click on when green flag. And this time, instead of switch to backdrop 2, level 2, I go to looks and I change my switch to backdrop 2 to level 1. Okay, and that makes sure my game always starts on the correct level. So I'm going to test that now, and hopefully when I collect all my apples, I will be taken to level 2. Okay, so I'll try that now. Okay, did you see how that worked? Now, when I finished, my character finished at the bottom of the screen here. Now, if you want your character to start in another location on your second level, you need to make sure you do this. Okay, let me just show you. So make sure you go to your backdrops and you are on your second backdrop. And then, for instance, on your code here, imagine you want your character to start this position here. You need to drag your character to that position and then go to your motion blocks and choose your go to, and then you put that onto anywhere on your area here. Don't connect it to any of this code here because you need it to go to that position when you receive that message. Remember that broadcast message. If you go to events and then find your when I receive level 2 and join that to your go-to, and that will make sure when you get onto the second level, your character starts in the place where you want it, not where it finishes on when it finishes level 1. Okay, now that is really, really tricky. Try it and see if you can enable your new level to appear. Okay, in the next tutorial, we'll look at adding new characters to our second level or moving our old characters into new locations. Okay, take care and I'll see you in the next tutorial.